I did not sign up for this. First off, I'd like to thank all of those that came out and supported this graduating class of 2016 on this beautiful Friday morning. Family, friends, and grandparents alike, we warmly welcome you into the Lawrence Academy community. I'm a firm believer in saving the best for last, that one scoop of ice cream with all the sprinkles on it, that YouTube video you're just a little more excited about than the others, Mr. Wasinski history after getting emotionally beat down in Mr. Cully's CSC class. So, when I was told I would be going second for the student speakers, alarms instantly sounded off in my head. On one end of the ring, you had Shay McDonald, a charismatic, smart, and unbelievably talented actor, and most importantly, person. On the other end, you had me, an awkward, frail, and utterly terrified, utterly terrified individual. It's like sending in the firefighting team before there's actually a fire. Just the fact that I am up here today is beyond comprehensible for me. The ballot for the potential speakers was downright stacked this year. You had Eddie Fish, a future fighting Illini football player who can put a smile on your face on even the worst of days. You had Andrew Fife, a brilliant dancer, artist, and one of the most mentally tough people you'll ever meet. Ben Purtell, an incredibly smart and hardworking scholar. Dave Murphy, soccer star and visually stunning athlete. Jack Harlan, a hard-throwing, Columbia-bound jack of all trades. Pun intended. Julian Travis, a literal genius who can only be a tad bit unnerving sometimes. James Finneral. But no. But no, we instead chose the guy that didn't even know he had vocal cords until 15 seconds ago. We chose the guy that has a built-in GPS, showing him the best way to avoid social situations. If it involves cutting across the quad and taking out baby barkers, so be it. He'll get back to me when he's triple my weight next Tuesday. So, after calling a hit on myself before calling back a few minutes later to call it off, I decided I would do something unorthodox, something different. I first thought about maybe tearing up my speech before I began. But then I realized I would just bring a backup copy, so. What could I do that would be so weird, possibly disturbing, and most likely inappropriate? Well, talk about my high school experience, of course. Coming from Fenn, a middle school in Concord, Massachusetts, I was pretty much without an identity. At the school, I pretty much spent all 5 of my years trying to make other people happy and fit in. And at Fenn, that wasn't too difficult. Middle schoolers, unlike high schoolers, are much more accepting of change. As long as you could throw a football further than 10 yards and played video games, you were pretty much fit in. But although this was an extremely effective strategy for those 5 years, I quickly learned that high school was a whole different game when I started back in 2013. Sure, there were still people that would ooh and ah over video games and short slant routes, but the vast majority of my classmates were more complex than that. They knew the types of friends that they wanted to make, the type of impression they wanted to make on other people, and the way they wanted to attack this dangerous game of high school. I didn't, at all. I was a deer in the headlights, looking up at the trees and boulders while desperately searching for any sort of shelter I could find. The most telling moment of my freshman career had to be one of my first days in Mrs. Quist's NGP Science. Yeah. We had just been given partners for a large experiment of some kind, and I was paired with a female that I will keep nameless. Coming from Fenn, an all-boys school, I believed females were some sort of alien species, one I couldn't and probably never would be able to communicate with. And although I still stick by the latter half of that statement, they probably aren't aliens. But when we were paired together, it looked like she wanted to live among the aliens. A look laced with anger, sadness, depression, remorse, and I think I saw a little longing too. Not a longing for me, but a longing for a meteor to fly through the window and hit either her, myself, or both of us simultaneously. Talking didn't make it much better either. As I tried to revert to my Fen ways, stupid jokes, uncomfortable laughing. But was returned with a big, "You," by both her body and eyes. There were really two things I could have done after this unfortunate encounter. I could rebound and look to improve, or curl back up in my ball and roll over to the Forum, a small group of mine that enjoyed our virgin pink lemonade. And, like any weakling would, I went with the latter option. And it was the best decision of my life. The bond I created with my small group of friends is something that not even my sometimes edgy jokes or Jeff Page's professional putting game could possibly break. The connection that we have formed is something that I hope we carry on for the rest of my time on this earth, and I hope they wish that too. But although this strategy worked out for me, it absolutely 100% would not work out for everyone else. The way we saddle up and take on challenges will not and should never be universally recognized as right. It's a feeling you'll have in your gut. Some choose to surround themselves with as many people as possible. Others take it with a partner. Some of the true rebels try and take it alone. What we can't do is say that how someone goes about it is the wrong way. Sure, the art wing can be a little intimidating at first, but have you ever actually tried to talk to Jory Van Nest or any of the other people down there? They are some of the nicest people on campus. I'll share one more story before I say my final goodbye to LA. A creepy guy in a barbershop once told me to always touch the things you like. Yeah. It's true. And although this could certainly be interpreted in many different ways, the thing that I took away from it after getting the hell out of there was that if you truly enjoy someone's company and want to show them that you care, make a physical or emotional connection with them. It could be a hug, a fist bump, a handshake, sure, but it could also be something as simple as saying, "I enjoyed our time together," or something along those lines. I'm not one for emotional goodbyes or just emotions in general, but I would like to truly say, from the bottom of my heart, that Lawrence Academy is a really special place filled with extremely special people. And although I or none of you in the crowd today will ever please every single person you talk to, make sure to always have a plan as you move through high school, college, and life in general. And to the guy in the back, just trying to avoid the limelight, the quicker you come to terms with yourself, the quicker that people around you will accept you. I'm talking from experience. Thank you very much.